Hi, welcome back. So this question is about cast diagram. Now, cast diagram is in trigonometry. Let's read the question. Solve the equation 7 sin x plus 2 is equals to 0 for the interval 0 degree less than or equal to x less than or equal to 360. So here, for cast diagram questions, interval is very important. So here, the interval is between 0 and 360 degrees. First value for x we will be getting from our calculator. For the second value we will be using cast diagram. First value we will be getting it from our calculator, and the second value we will be getting it from cast diagram. So let's see how we solve this cast diagram question. So let's start with the basic algebra method here. 7 sine x plus 2 is equals to 0. Let's make x the subject here and get the first value. So let's take positive 2 to the other side. 7 sine x is equals to positive 2 goes to the other side. It becomes minus 2. So if 7 sine x is equals to minus 2, then sine x will be minus 2 divided by 7. But what we need to find out here is the value of x. So take sine to the other side. So when sine goes to the other side, it becomes sine inverse of minus 2 by 7. So let us see what sine inverse of minus 2 by 7 will give you from the calculator. So sine inverse of minus 2 divided by 7, when we put it in calculator, we'll be getting it as minus 16.6. We'll be getting the value for x as minus 16.6 degrees. Now let's draw the cast diagram. Cast diagram, all that means sine, cos, tan, all the trigonometric ratios are going to be positive in the first quadrant. In the second quadrant, only sine is positive. In the third quadrant, only tan is positive. And in the last quadrant, only cos is positive. That is why cast diagram. We know we usually go anti-clockwise in order to measure the angle. So basically, this is 0 here. And then we have 90, 180, 270, and finally back to 360 degrees. Now, when I look at this angle over here, x is minus 16.6. So if the values or if the angles are positive, we will be moving in the anti-clockwise direction. If the angle is a negative angle, we have to move clockwise direction. So from 0, minus 16.6 minus 16.6 means it will be in the angle will be in the moving in the clockwise direction. So this will be 16.6 degrees here. Minus is basically the direction. If it is positive, going to the anti-clockwise direction. If it is negative, moving in the clockwise direction. So basically that sign is only for the direction. What we need here is the magnitude. So 16.6 is the magnitude. And we always need to get an acute angle, and we know that 16.6 lies between 0 and 90. Therefore, 16.6 is an acute angle. Now, once we get the acute angle, the next step will always be to draw a x here, which passing through the origin of the x and y axis. So here, if this is 16.6, all these angle which forms with the x-axis will be 16.6. All these angles will be 16.6. Now, we know that sine value here is negative. Sine x is negative. Sine x is equals to negative 2 by 7. We need to see in which all quadrant sine is negative. In the first quadrant, all of them are positive. Sine, cos, tan, all of them are positive. In the second quadrant, sine is positive. In the third quadrant, sine is negative. Fourth quadrant, sine is negative. So we need these three quadrants, the value of sine in third and the fourth quadrant. We know the angle measurement in the third quadrant. If my angle is in the third quadrant, it will be represented by 180 plus theta. If the angle is in the fourth quadrant, then the angle representation is 360 minus theta. Theta will always be the angle in the first quadrant, that is 16.6. So here, my final answer will be 180 plus 16.6, which will give me 196.6. And here 360 minus 16.6. When we put this in calculator, 360 minus 16.6 will give you 343.4. 343.4 degrees. These two. And let me check whether my answer is lying in the interval 0 to 360. 196.6 lies in the interval between 0 and 360. 343.4 also lies in the interval between 0 and 360 degrees. So once again, first thing what we have to do here is rearrange and make x the subject. When you make x the subject, you will be getting an answer as minus 16.6. We always measure angle clockwise direction if it is a positive value, and we have to measure anti-clockwise direction if it is a negative value. Since it is negative 16.6, it will be clockwise direction. So 16.6, I can see here, I got 16.6. Negative sign was just for the direction. Now, check whether the angle is acute angle. Draw the x here passing through the origin. Angle made with the x-axis in the first, second, third, and the fourth quadrant will respectively be 16.6. There will not be any change in that. Now, check sine value. Sine x is a negative value. Sine x is negative in which all quadrants? Third quadrant and fourth quadrant. So third quadrant, the angle representation is 180 plus theta. Fourth quadrant angle representation is 360 minus theta. Theta is the angle in the first quadrant. Suppose if my angle was in the second quadrant, the angle representation will be 180 minus theta. In this question, sine is negative. Sine is negative in the third and the fourth quadrant. So that is why we have considered 180 plus theta, that is the angle representation of third quadrant, and 360 minus theta, that is the angle representation of the fourth quadrant, where the sine values are negative. So I hope you understood this. If you have any doubt, please feel free to write it in the comment box. And also, if you want me to solve any particular question, you can share that also in the comment box. Thank you for watching.